And what's your biggest monthly income?
Last month I made $100,000. And for all you guys,
Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to take a look at that young entrepreneur you just saw. But first, a quick note. I plan on making this a new series called TikTok Investors, where we break down some of the fake gurus online and determine if the claims they make are credible or not. So if you like what you see today, make sure you just give the video a like and let me know if you want to see more of these. If you're new here, make sure you go and check out my Twitter at bowtied_owl. We cover all sorts of tips, breakdowns, and just tons of alpha over there if you're interested in learning more about body language. With that said, today's video is a short one, and we'll be analyzing the first guy. I'll play the rest of the video at the end for your own viewing, which has several other young guys telling us how much they make selling life insurance. This young guy in particular, presumably in his early 20s, goes on to tell the world how he makes $100K per month selling life insurance. Let's play the video, then review some clues in detail and see if what he's saying is legit or not.
You sell.
life insurance.
And what's your biggest monthly income?
Last month I made $100,000. And for all you guys that are hating in the comments on TikTok, why don't you look around right now? It's Friday night. Friday night at 7 o'clock at night. See, people are on this bullshit hating in TikTok comments when watch what they're doing Friday night. Why don't you turn the camera around, see what you're doing Friday night at 7 o'clock? Because I guarantee you're not working. We're locked in, making money. You can keep watching. You can keep hating, and we're going to keep winning.
All right, that was an interesting one. So he must have a lot of haters online. Anyways, let's start with his claims in the video. So number one, I'll quote him exactly. He sells life insurance. Number two, last month he made $100,000. There's a nice round number there. Number three, he has lots of haters on TikTok apparently. Number four, he's working on a Friday night at 7 p.m. making lots of money. And number five, he guarantees no one else is working on Friday nights while he's making money and stays winning.
And for all you guys that are hating in the comments on TikTok, why don't you look around right now?
All right, so he asked us to look around, and let's do that and see what sort of environment this guy is working in. Okay, we've got a nice large open room, and it looks to be used as a break room or social room, wherever he's at. A nice pool table, and oh, surprise, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and a fifth person standing around not working here. Maybe this guy's working with his computer on the pool table. I don't know. Let's keep going. All right, so we've got some people in the back apparently selling some life insurance on the back table there on a Friday night at 7 p.m. But correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you have to call people to do that? Sitting at an open conference table kind of makes that hard, in my opinion. And we've got a few more people apparently working on a Friday night at 7 p.m. here. Very nice. So moving on, let's take a look at his body language and message. And first, just a reminder, personal communication is 55% body language, 38% voice, and only 7% spoken words. And while you may think this entrepreneur is confident by the way he speaks, it's important to take his body language into account, and there are many inconsistencies. Let's start with his clothing. I'd say he's well dressed. You'll see he's got a nice big LV belt on that he makes sure to show everyone. And you should think about why he would display such a big status symbol like that and the underlying message he's trying to convey in this video. He decides to open up the video in a fig leaf pose with his hands guarding his groin. And let me be very clear with you guys and gals here. This is one of the most unconfident poses you can ever have. And if you take one piece of advice from this channel, it's to never stand like this except at church or a funeral. You're guarding the most sensitive part of your body from the world, and it's incredibly low confidence. And I'd say it's even worse than crossing your arms.
You sell.
Life insurance.
And what's your biggest monthly income?
Last month I made $100,000.
Now he says he sells life insurance, and last month he made $100,000. When you're watching for deception, one thing you want to watch for is a lack of details. Liars like to keep things vague. Not always, but it's something to watch for. $100,000 is a nice round and sexy number, especially to the gullible. So take a second and think about this. If you were making $100,000 per month, $1.2 million a year, would you tell the world how you were doing it? If the answer is yes, you're probably not smart enough to be making that kind of money anyways. Let's move on. As he says his monthly income, we see his hands go in the pockets.
Last month I made $100,000.
This is another low confidence cue, right at the moment where he should be most confident. Take a look at his body angle and feet direction here, and this is what we call ventral denial, where his torso and body is turned away from the person he's talking to, being the camera in this case. This means two things. Either he's not interested in the topic at hand, So, for example, if you see during normal conversation, it's not a good sign. It's time for you to change topics or regain the other person's attention quickly. The second meaning is it's a position of readiness and guardedness, and in nonverbal communication, this suggests psychological or emotional defense rather than an openness to interaction. And tying this all together with context, you should ask yourself why he would exhibit that type of behavior. And I'll show you why in just a second.
For all you guys that are hating in the comments on TikTok, why don't you look around right now?
We have a change of topic here with him talking about his haters on TikTok, and you should see points number 3, number 4, and number 5 here. His hands are still in his pocket, but let's use a boxing reference here and understand what a jab is in boxing. And it's a method of controlling your opponent's distance. And do you see any similarities with his hands here? This isn't aggressive, it's defensive, and you'll see his hands go back into his pocket shortly after, suggesting even more defensiveness.
They're hating in the comments on TikTok. Why don't you look around right now?
This brings us to the conclusion. Our young entrepreneur's claims, his moments, and the conveniently rounded earning figure raise eyebrows as much as they invite scrutiny. The venture into his digital critics, the alleged haters, paired with a defensive stance rather than an offensive one, reveals a narrative underpinned by contradiction rather than coherence. To the observant eye, the devil's in the details here, or lack thereof. The combination of high earnings bragged about publicly and a body language riddled with low confidence signals presents an intriguing paradox. It leaves us pondering on the authenticity of the story being sold to us, much like the life insurance policies being sold on a Friday night. So as we conclude this video, we're left with more questions and answers. Is this narrative one of genuine success or a facade carefully curated for the camera? The evidence laid out doesn't seem to confirm the claims as much as it casts doubts. And I guarantee if you were to go to his website, he would have a nice course to sell you on how to sell life insurance, which is likely what he's really trying to sell here. With that said, here's the rest of the video. If you want to see more of the TikTok Investor Series, make sure to give the video a like and subscribe for more. And don't forget to grab your free copy of Read the Room. My link is in the bio for that. Thanks for watching.
All right, what do you sell?
Yes, sir. I sell life insurance.
And what's your biggest monthly income?
My biggest monthly income was around $40,000.
All right, what do you sell?
Life insurance.
And what's your biggest monthly income?
Everything included, $50,000.
What do you sell?
Life insurance.
And what's your biggest monthly income?
October, $27,000 net.
And what kind of car do you drive?
I drive an AMG GT. Oh, shit.
Or what do you do for a living?
Sell life insurance.
And what's your biggest monthly income?
20,000.
And what kind of car do you drive?
Audi R8.